Hello everyone, it's Richard Chesterwood here, and it's great to have you on board for this course where we're going to be looking at how to automate the deployment of, well, actually any kind of Java-based application, but in particular a microservice architecture. This course is a follow-on from my earlier Spring Boot microservices course, and I will have expected you to have done that course first, so that you're familiar with the architecture, the code that we've written, and the various components that we're using from the Netflix stack, such as Eureka, Feign, and Ribbon. This course is in 3 parts. In part 1, we'll be learning a great tool for configuration management called Ansible. And most of what we achieve on this course will be based around Ansible. That's going to be chapters 1 through to 9. In part 2, we'll get deep with Jenkins, a tool for managing builds and continuous deployment. I can't wait to go through the deployment pipeline feature, and Jenkins in general is probably one of my favourite pieces of software ever. That will be chapters 10 through to 15. In part 3, chapters 16 through to 29, we'll be pulling all of this together, and piece by piece, we'll bring up the components of our microservice system into the AWS cloud. And eventually we'll have something like 10 servers running in the cloud, all of which are crucial components in our overall system. Towards the end of the course, we'll be doing some stress testing, and we'll use the Hystrix dashboard to check the overall health of the system. We'll do some deployments while the system is running, and we'll check the effects on the end users. It is a hard course, this one, and I will expect you to have problems whilst you're doing your work. Certainly whilst recording, I've had millions of problems. So the first thing I would recommend, if you really hit a problem that you can't solve, come over to the Microservice Deployment page at virtualpairprogrammers.com and check the errata link. You are going to be deploying to the AWS platform, which is a live environment. It constantly changes, and there may be changes that affect the course, and I'll definitely put any details in there. There's also a list to any blog posts that are relevant to this course. It's possible that I might add some extra material through my blog. One thing I won't be doing on this course is fully securing the system. I want you to think of this course as really being a rehearsal at getting the system up and running and getting together all of the supporting activities and tools such as Jenkins and Ansible. So the end running system isn't quite production standard. So there is going to be a short, very short, follow-on course where I'll be looking at how we can use a virtual private cloud to close off most of the system from the internet. That's due for release early March 2017. Check the Virtual Pair Programmers website to see if it's there. It's not a complicated task, but I wanted that to be in its own standalone course. Another topic not covered by this course is Docker. Now, Docker is very closely related to what we're doing here, but it's not a requirement for building microservices. I'll be covering that on a separate course, which is due in the second quarter of 2017. Rejoin me in the next chapter, where I'm going to talk about the AWS environment that we'll be using for this course. There is some crucial information in that chapter related to the charges that you will incur doing this course. I'm afraid that we can't use the free tier on Amazon Web Services, and you will have to pay for the resources you need for this course. I spent about $25 of resources in recording the course, and I've had to keep going back and re-recording and debugging and trying things out, so I would expect your charges to be slightly lower. However, you must do the final chapter of this course where we close down those resources. Otherwise, you will incur some ongoing costs. But as I say, in the next chapter, we'll have a look at the Amazon Web Services environment. Hope you enjoy the course.